In 1978, China was one of the poorest countries on Earth. Most of its population lived on less than $2 a day. Today, China is the world's second largest economy, its biggest manufacturer, and the global leader in electric vehicle technology. So how did this happen, and why does the West still not fully understand this story? It starts in 1978. Mao's economic policies had pushed the country to the edge of collapse. Then, Deng Xiaoping stepped in with a radically different approach. "To get rich is glorious," he said. That one line became the slogan for a reform process that opened a closed economy to the entire world. But Deng's strategy wasn't radical, it was gradual. The government created special economic zones along the coast first. Small fishing towns like Shenzhen became open laboratories where foreign investment could flow freely. Instead of changing the whole system overnight, they tested ideas in small zones and scaled up whatever actually worked. Here's the card. China really played well. No other country on Earth could build factories at this scale, at this speed, with this kind of workforce. The government poured massive investment into roads, ports, power grids, and railways. When foreign companies set up manufacturing in China, they weren't just getting cheap labor, they were getting world-class infrastructure too. Joining the World Trade Organization in 2001 was the turning point. China was now officially wired into the global economy as the world's factory. Textiles, electronics, toys, cars, everything started getting made in China. For Western companies, this looked like a great deal. It cut their costs. But in the long run, for China, it meant something much bigger: technology and knowledge transfer at a massive scale. And here's the part the West usually gets wrong. China isn't a pure free market, and it isn't pure central planning either. It's a hybrid of both. The government decides which industries matter for the future, lays it out in 5-year plans, and then channels credit, tax breaks, and direct subsidies straight into those sectors. Western companies have to report to shareholders every 3 months. China can plan 10, even 20 years ahead. That's the real reason it became the world leader in solar panels, electric vehicle batteries, and high-speed rail. Long-term, state-backed investment with zero pressure for short-term profit. There's a factor that doesn't get talked about enough, and it might be the most important one. Education. Over the last 30 years, China built the largest pool of engineers and scientists on the planet. Every single year, it produces several times more STEM graduates than the United States. That's the real force that turned its factories from cheap labor hubs into high-tech manufacturing centers. Today, China isn't copying anymore, it's leading. In electric vehicles, in battery technology, in artificial intelligence, Chinese companies are now sitting at the very front of global competition. This is the result of a patient 40-year strategy, starting with cheap manufacturing, then climbing the ladder step by step toward high technology. Of course, nothing here is perfect. There's a major crisis in the real estate sector. The population is aging fast, and youth unemployment is becoming a real concern. China's story isn't a miracle, it's a strategy, and like every strategy, it comes with a cost. So what's the lesson here? Wealth doesn't happen overnight. Long-term planning, massive investment in infrastructure, and patient investment in education, these are things that look boring in the short term but make all the difference in the long run. And you can use that exact same logic for your own financial future. There's no such thing as getting rich overnight, but putting the right money in the right place at the right time with patience, that's what actually wins.